Hi guys, welcome to It's My Flipping Podcast. Before I go any further, I just want to say I hope you guys are well. I hope you're taking it easy on yourself and taking it one day at a time. Whatever gives you peace and joy, do exactly that. What I really want to talk about, sex before marriage. Is it a risk or is it smart? And if we're going to dive into that topic, let's go back to the beginning. Who are the persons who are having these conversations with our young people? Who are the persons that are guiding our young people? Because if we don't learn this from the beginning or learn the necessities from the beginning, we'll just make or persons, I'm not me, but persons will make unnecessary mistakes. I've passed that stage. Like I've been through it already. Nobody taught me to do anything. I had to do it myself. I had to learn myself. I had to make all the mistakes. So who are the persons who are guiding these young people, who are talking to them about sex? Are we having the conversation in the homes, in the schools, in the churches? Because it seemed to me that we are afraid of the conversation. And there is no way we can be afraid of the conversation because this is happening. Whether you want it to or not, whether you want to admit it or not, it is happening. Sometimes it's not how you want it because a lot of persons get abused. And that is no joke. And they don't talk about it. So who will have these conversations? Somebody has to talk about it. It cannot be a taboo thing. Sex cannot be a taboo thing because it is happening. By will or by force, it'll happen. I shouldn't be afraid to tell my mommy that somebody touched me because we don't have the conversation. Nobody's checking on you. Nobody's asking you questions. Nobody's telling you what is a bad touch or a good touch. And I know parents does it. You have a lot of persons who do, but you have so many persons who don't. We need to have the conversation. It shouldn't be ignored any longer. In the churches, even I don't want when I fall, I feel condemned or ashamed because nobody talked about this. Nobody's there to help you because, go pray and fast. I know that I should follow the precepts. I know that I should fast and pray. I know that I should love God with all my heart. I love God. I do. I go to church every Sunday. And I'm just saying, the typical person who goes to church every Sunday, who goes to church Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, do what they're supposed to do, follow the precepts, fast and pray. That doesn't mean you don't get tempted. It does not mean that. And if there are few persons in the church who are there to support you, there aren't enough people. It should be an entire thing. It should be known that, hey, this is a group that will support you, that will help you, will pull you back. Because everybody gets tested and we fall short of the glory of God all the time. And I don't want to feel condemned when this happens. I want to feel the love of God from the persons who are ordained to lead. You're not only lead the saints. You're not only lead the saints either. You lead the saints, but you're also there to lead sinners. And if I'm a saint that has committed a sin, I shouldn't feel condemned. Oh, go fast and pray. Oh, a man you want. How will I ever feel comfortable coming to you to say, boy, I made this happen. This happened. I feel away. I feel like I am being ripped away from God. Whatever the case is, whatever that person is feeling, they should feel love. God is love. If you've ever felt the peace of God, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So why aren't we having these conversations in the churches? Why isn't there like workshops around these things? Like, why? I do agree with the weight. I do agree with the weight. Totally agree with the weight. I encourage anybody to wait. It shows a sense of discipline and patience. It's worth the wait. But sometimes you fall short. Things happen. What do I do when this happens? If I can't talk to somebody at home, I must can talk to somebody at church. If I can't talk to somebody at church, must can talk to somebody at school. But if there's none of that, what are we going to do? And if it's not from your parents, if your parents aren't teaching you these things, said the church not teach you. Why aren't we learning this from our parents? Why isn't being taught? Isn't it being taught in the homes? I keep licking my lips. Sorry. But it's serious. It is serious. We need to have the conversation, and I think it should start with the home. Firstly, start it at home. Make that environment where a person, your child, or whoever you're guarding, your parents or your guardian, start it from home. Whoever you're responsible for, start the conversation at home. I would hope that it starts from the home, then from the church. If I get to the home, I must get to the church. If I get to the church, I must get to the school. But if nobody not teaching me, I go to make the mistake myself. That is unnecessary. And if we're going to encourage marriage before sex, we need to talk about the sex, not just the marriage. We need to encourage courting. Because else me go meet somebody. It's either me go meet the person in the church or me go to the world. Go meet the person. If you're not encouraging courting, then me go squeeze, go outside, go meet somebody. Or if I don't feel that you encourage courting, because I don't want nobody to tell me say a man wants. Because it's like Anyways, so let's talk about the list. I strongly believe in the list. The list is just a roadmap. It's just standards that you set for yourself, what you want, what you require. You expect from a person who you want a future with. And it's normal to have a list, in my opinion. I encourage the list to just say, hey, this is what I want, this is what I expect. It helps. It's not a crazy list to say yes, 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 no, no. No, it's not that. And it doesn't have to be crazy, and we can compromise. But I won't change who I am. I won't change my morals and my values to become a person that you want. And don't ever do that for somebody. You end up miserable. You end up miserable. And just waste your life. Just waste your time. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. If you go to the store, you write a list. It's smart to write a list. It keeps you in budget. If you're staying at the plan, whatever. You get the tomatoes, you get the milk, you get the bread, you get the egg, butter, right? Say, for example, you have the list, but you see something else that you need. We don't like to do that, but let's say you see something else you need. Then you can get that other thing, but you have your list, you got what you want. So now you're just indulging to get something else. You get what I mean? However, if you don't go with a list, you shop blindly. It's like a compulsive spending. You just see things and just pick them up. And you reach home and you realize, oh crap, I didn't get the bread. And you end up with a lot of things that you don't want because you indulged. At the moment, it felt good. But in the end, it doesn't. Get what I mean? So the list is good. And the conversation is good. The conversation to say we are exclusive is good. Do not start this without a conversation to make sure that we're both on the same page. You're both on the same page. This is what I want. I can see a future with you. You can enhance my life. Whatever the case is. You have to make sure that you're on the same page. Otherwise, you get distracted. The person all over the place. The Tom, Dick, and Harry talk to Tom, Dick, and Harry because they don't know what they want. And if we're not going to the same place, then we can't go together. It makes no sense. Just waste of time because you're really familiar, right? And it makes no sense because we were supposed to be life partner. So make sure that you're having that exclusive conversation. No, you don't just go out there and make the chips fall wherever they fall. And you don't know where you stand with this person. And you're doing what they want. And now you're miserable. So have the conversation. Are we exclusive? All right, then. I see where we can build a future together. Let's try this out and see. And how long does it take? How long does it take? Tell me in the comments. How long does it take for you to know if you want to be exclusive with somebody after dating them? I know you're moving forward to marriage, of course, because I think everybody dates for marriage, or most persons date for marriage. How long does it take to become exclusive? And how long does it take for you to get married? Let me know in the comments. But it is necessary. It is necessary. Do not sell yourself short. You will regret it. And you will end up wasting years of your life because you're just indulging for what? The sex? For the money? What is it? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to make sense. Because the core of a relationship isn't sex. And you will find that out very soon. It's not just sex. There are so many things happening, especially when you're married. There are so many things happening. So when you're at the beginning of the relationship, everything's sweet and you feel like only sex is the answer. When you get to marriage, not saying that it's not still fun or good or whatever, but you realize that you have so many responsibilities. It's not the only thing. Just like love alone cannot bring a relationship. It has to be the morals and the values. It has to be the respect. It has to be a case where we are on the same page from the beginning. It has to be so much more than just love. It has to do with choosing to love this person every single day, regardless. It's a decision. But what you do in the beginning determines all of that. You have to figure that out from the beginning. And it ends with the person you choose, the things you do. That's where it ends. You have to know what you want. You have to know what to look for. and you cannot ignore the red flags. So I encourage persons. I think that you should wait. That's my opinion. It's very risky to have sex before marriage because it can be that you have sex with a person, and they think you had sex too fast, or you took too long and they don't like the fact that you did, or um, you know, you did it and it just didn't work out and you regret it. So I think you should wait. That's my opinion, and it's worth it. I think it's worth it. It makes so much sense. So please, for your sake, for your sake, or for the future's sake, first we teach our young people. First we teach our young people. That's how we are going to have a better world, better relationships, less broken homes, less broken marriages, less broken people. We have to help each other. It's not a crime. Why not give our people the tool? Listen, we don't need to be going through unnecessary things in life. We we need an easy life and not a difficult life. We need to make life better for each other. And that starts with you, the person, and teaching our young people. The world has everything, and the road to Jesus Christ very narrow, very narrow, and less people walk on it because people make God seem like a mean person, and God isn't. Food for thought. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.